Hello, everyone. Welcome back. No studio vlog this week, mostly because I just did not have any footage to share with you to justify doing a studio vlog because I have been insanely busy with my full-time job and sports. So on this one, I just decided to do a paint with me and kind of do a Q&A type of vlog today. So I just wanted to first start out talking about a little about me, which I actually hate doing, but some of you guys might have some questions. So I live in Washington State. I work full time and I work about 40 hours a week, if not more, with some overtime in that job. And then I am also a coach. I typically coach basketball and soccer during the soccer season. And after that, I am a mother of two beautiful little girls, and I am a wife of a wonderful husband. I am actually very active in my community, and the time that I get to spend painting is very few. And the crazy part is that I work super early in the morning for my full-time job. And to be honest, on my weekends, I still do that. I still get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning lately to paint or to edit videos, really anytime I can get time to paint. During actual daylight hours, I do not have time to do that because I'm busy taking care of my kids and, doing typical mom things. And it's just a lot. So how my normal day looks when I'm actually working on my art and focusing on my business is I try to paint in the morning. But first thing in the morning, I do my daily Bible study. And then after that, I may do some video editing like I am doing this morning. And then if I'm lucky, I might get some paint time in. So this painting I have been in the process of doing for weeks, mostly because I just have not had time to actually sit down and do any kind of real painting. And it's difficult. It's difficult. So I've been painting mandalas for about 5 years, and I've had questions about how did I get started with this? Well, it actually had to do with the kindness rock movement that happened 5 years ago, and it was like on fire. People were doing it and people were active on Facebook. And what happened is that people would paint rocks and hide them around their community. And the whole point was just to brighten someone's day. And then we actually grew a lot in our rock group, and a lot of people loved it. And we just kept sharing and hiding rocks. Now, another question is a lot of people ask me now, I'm like, well, Shelly, do you really hide rocks anymore? And to be honest, rarely. I don't really have time to do that. I try to focus on painting, and I don't really do a whole lot of painting on rocks anymore either. So this painting is actually on a gypsum stone that I made with a mold from the Happy Dotting Company, correction. And I make my own molds, and I don't really paint on rocks anymore because I like a really smooth surface. And that's how it kind of all started, and it just grew. I was doing tumblers for a while, and then I actually stopped because I started getting a reaction to the epoxy, and the reaction was coughing, and I was actually doing it in my garage. I wasn't doing it in my home because the chemicals are dangerous for people. So if you are doing tumblers, I'm not judging you. You can do whatever you want. I don't care. I just personally stopped because I was starting to get reactions, and I have seen some awful videos of reactions to epoxy over time. And yeah, I was already starting to cough. So I'm thinking, no, I'm not going to do that. And I actually started using a respirator. And temperatures here, epoxy is so finicky that I do this in the garage. And so that means I wear a respirator, and there's a certain times that I can actually do it because it's cold and there's a really short window where the epoxy will actually cure properly here, because it can't be too hot, it can't be too cold. It is very particular. So I just was done doing it. Anyway, moving on. So now I mostly just paint on these. I've been painting on keychains. I have been doing a lot of digital art. And the reason why is because my time is so limited and I need to be creating still. And so I actually purchased an iPad and I'm using the program Procreate to make digital art. And I cannot tell you how much I love that. And I can just carry it around, take it anywhere with me. So that's kind of the reason why you're seeing a lot of digital art now. And because this painting just takes a process. I have to wait for paint to dry, and it's just a long process. And so my goal with the digital art is to hopefully come out with new products besides stickers, which I have a ton of them, and they are available on my Etsy shop for purchases right now. And then I also have some original paintings that are there too. It's really hard to kind of figure out this balance of working part-time and trying to grow my business. And social media is so important, but really it gives me nothing, like no movement over to my Etsy shop. It's really hard. So for this year in 2024, I am having a different kind of business plan. This year, my goal is to do more markets, to go downtown and try and do wholesale, which I have to have the courage to actually go there because I am so self-conscious about my art. I don't like people knowing that I do it, even people, my friends. I'm really, really weird about it. So I guess it's kind of like the artist part of me, which is weird. But I try my best. I try my best to put myself out there on social media, and that is a challenge. And just doing all of it, doing art, working full time, being a mom, and all that stuff is definitely a challenge. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about my painting process. So like I said before, I don't get a lot of time to do this stuff. So really early in the morning is when I get to paint and create and edit videos and all that stuff. And, but I did chat a little bit about what materials I use now. So the paint that I use is acrylic paint, and it's actually Americana paint that I typically use. And then these tools that I have, these were originally, when I first got them, they were called nail stylists, but now they're actually called dotting tools. When you look on Amazon, you could search dotting tools and tools like this show up. So the ones that I am using are actually discontinued. You cannot find them anymore, but you can find dotting tools like crazy on Amazon. So if you are interested in looking at that, I also have a link to my Amazon market. I'm not sure what it's called actually right now. I think it's a storefront. It's a storefront. And you can feel free to look at that. And just an FYI, if you use that, I do get a little bit of a payback for anybody who purchases it. So if you want to support my business to help me grow and make more stuff, yeah, use my storefront, and that will help my business. So that's a way to help my business without buying anything. So I would truly appreciate that. All right, and then my white tools that I'm using right now, those are from DIY Mandala stones. Those are also in my Amazon storefront. I use those tools a lot for the big dots. And then I also have another dotting tool that I use for my larger dots, which I have. Those tools are called the Dotting Center tools. And I have to tell you, the owner of that company is so amazing. She does YouTube videos also, so go check her out. She has so much great informational videos. So I strongly suggest, and what I'll do is I'll put her link in the description for you guys to go and check her out. I have been also doing a lot of digital art, and what I use is I have an iPad Pro, I'm pretty sure, and then I use the program called Procreate. And how, well, you know, it was it was really hard to figure out at first. So after a while and watching a few tutorials on YouTube, I was able to finally figure it out. And I cannot tell you how convenient it is to be able to just draw in my car in the pickup line to go get my kids. It just opens up a whole different world of digital art and being able to make stickers or make prints, which I currently am doing. And eventually I hope, and really this all comes down to funds, which right now I have like zero money. I have no money to purchase more stickers or anything like that when it comes to my business account. It's mostly been just a big old mess, which we'll talk about that a little bit later. But I absolutely love using Procreate, and there's another program that I haven't really messed with yet, but I've seen other artists using it, and it's just so amazing. I love seeing other people's work, other people doing mandala work, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. So I think that's pretty much it for the materials that I have. If you have questions about it, you can feel free to reach out about any questions or other materials that I may have, and maybe we could do another Q&A. All right, so here are my business plans for 2024. So I've been doing this for 5 years, and to be honest, it has been really difficult to actually get a revenue. It's been hard. So gosh, I don't even know where to start. So I have my goal for 2024 is to add additional income that's coming in. Mostly you need money to make stuff, right? And for me to order more stickers and to make more things, I need the funds to be able to do it. And ideally, I don't want to be using my personal account to purchase, which, to be honest, I do that a lot because I do not have enough revenue that comes in through my Etsy shop or through social media or YouTube or anything. The amount of money that I get through social media or YouTube is not a lot or nothing. In 2023, I was actually getting, I had my Facebook monetization, and I was actually getting like $100 a month for a short period of time. But now that is over, and I am not getting that amount of money anymore. But it has been a challenge. And so my goal is definitely to do more wholesales in markets, which that requires time to do. And with everything that I am currently doing in my non-art and non-work life and all the volunteer work that I do, it's hard to do that. So it's a challenge, and me just trying to figure out how to do it in this current market, which, to be honest, artists are kind of struggling right now. A lot of people are actually going back to finding a full-time job, which that's hard. That's really, really hard. But yeah, we'll see how this all goes, which is kind of the reason why I'm doing YouTube, is kind of documenting this process. And I'm thinking probably in the first week of February, I might go downtown and kind of just going and putting myself out there, which is really, really hard because I am very self-conscious about my art, and I definitely suffer from imposter syndrome a little bit. I don't think I'm very good and that I'm not good enough. And so it's hard because I'm really putting myself out there to people that I don't know, and they may say, no, thank you. And, this is also a good learning opportunity for me to be okay with people saying no. But it's a long mental process for me to get the courage to do that. So I'm going to actually put on my calendar to go down there next weekend and just see where I can put my things. In worst case scenario, they tell me no, thank you. And I will kind of share that process with you. Okay, so it's almost 7 o'clock for me. And I'm just going to close out with this. Hey, if you really want to help my YouTube channel grow or support me in a way where you are actually not purchasing anything, please like and comment on this. Leave me a comment that says part-time artist, so I know that you watch this to the very end. And once again, I love you guys and I appreciate every single one of you.